Trojan family, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. Listen, I'm out of the office, but we got to talk about spring practice number 5. Listen, we talked about the upgrades, man. We brought to you these videos, man. And look, man, the highlight of spring practice number 5 is going to be Coach Roy Manning and Jamil Muhammad. I mean, what we've seen from them and what we heard is very telling, man. And look, we talked about who Jamil Muhammad was, how he came from Georgia State, how he was recruited as a quarterback going to Vanderbilt, and Roy Manning talked about that very thing. And he talked about how elusive he was, how physical he was. But let's go to Roy Manning. Let's take a look at him. So Coach Roy Manning, he talked about recruiting Jamil Muhammad, and he said, look, man, he said Jamil Muhammad is all about business. He said from his grades, from what he know, his football IQ on the field. He is very serious and he's taking care of business. And he said, I'm very impressed with that. And he said in the recruiting process, he said that Coach Grinch reached out to Jamil Muhammad. He said Jamil Muhammad, being that he played quarterback at Vanderbilt, that spoke a lot about who he was as an athlete, how elusive he was, how he was able to move sideline to sideline, how that translates to the field. He talked about those very things that we brought up here when we did the defensive upgrade, and we talked about Jamil Muhammad. This is why I thought that Jamil Muhammad was one of those guys that will be a plug-in guy, because he has all that ability. And you guys remember, I talked about, he played quarterback, so he understands how to view things, the snap counts, different things. And even Jamil Muhammad in turn talked about that as well. Let's go to some of Jamil Muhammad's comments. But right before we go to Jamil Muhammad's comments, one of the things I want to point out is the second person now that I've heard that said Coach Grinch reached out to me in the recruiter process. You're going to hear Jamil Muhammad say that. This is very telling, because that's going to just do away with the idea that Coach Grinch is not recruiting. Look, he did it with Jack Sullivan. Jack Sullivan said the same thing. I think Mason Caldwell said it as well. So look, man, and now we hear Jamil Muhammad saying that very same thing, that Coach Grinch reached out to him to upgrade this defense. Let's go to the comments from Jamil Muhammad.
What was the portal experience like for you? Did you know that you were going to have an opportunity to go from Georgia State all the way up to USC?
Honestly, at first I didn't. I knew it was going to be something big. I had faith, in myself and in my game and in my body of work and what I did at Georgia State. Moving from quarterback and going to inside linebacker, then outside linebacker. I just knew, God didn't bring me this far just to bring me this far. So I knew something was in the writings, and I was just excited to see what it was. And I'll never forget, I was on the way to class when I heard from Coach Grinch. Coach Grinch hit me up via Twitter, and I couldn't focus on class for the rest of the day.
So those were Jamil Muhammad's comments. And look, Jamil Muhammad talked about how he never even been to LA, but he also stated that, him and his family prayed about it. So this is, when you look at a situation like him, we realize now that this is just a straight business decision. He knows nobody. He's not familiar with the area, but he came as a business decision, trusted God. And as a result, this guy came in he didn't come in to sit on the sideline. He came in as a business decision all the way across country from the South. And look, Coach Roy Manning recognizes it. The coaches recognize it. And this is a business decision for Jamil Muhammad. Also, Coach Roy Manning talked about Anthony Lucas, his transition, how he's fitting in well, and how, he talked about him, how explosive he is. And, I've heard different ones talk about him already, man. And, I did him in the defensive upgrade as well. Listen, we got a bunch of guys now that are getting ready to compete, man. They're in for a battle. They're in for a battle, and it's a fight. This defense is really going to take this offense all the way to the top, as far as competition is concerned, because you got guys like Jamil Muhammad, Anthony Lucas, Jack Sullivan. These guys have came in ready to rock and roll. And look, he talked about the culture. He talked about how he didn't fit in anymore with Texas A&M, and how he's now transitioned over here, the chemistry. So look, this is Anthony Lucas. Let's take a look even at some of the linebacker. And one of the guys I know everybody's excited about is Rajon. He continues to impress, look fluid in his movement, look like he's really studying his craft. And Rajon, you see he's getting after the pad in there. Rajon is a guy, we seeing him and Tackett Curtis, to me, from what I've seen, those two guys look like they're absolutely shining right now. So you guys hit me in the comments. I know they said Shane Lee and Rajon are running with the ones, but I'm telling you right now, man, it looks like Rajon, Shane Lee, Mason Cobb, Tackett Curtis. I mean, it is a battle right now. And here you're going to see Tackett Curtis. You're going to see how explosive. Look how explosive he is. Tackett Curtis, along with Rajon, both looking very fluid. Look at this sideline. I mean, he's exploded to the ball. And, man, look, I am very impressed. Look just how he attacks everything. He looked like he's working. He looked like he's moving and grooving. And, look, man, I think Tackett is that guy, man. You guys already know. I'll talk to you about him. And he's only going to continue to get better and better as the spring progresses and as he gets in that playbook. So hit me in the comments on Tackett and Rajon. Also, the big uglies, they getting after it, man. They are getting nasty with it. They're getting down and dirty. And look, it's go time. It's on and popping. It's on and cracking. Hit me in the comments, man. Everybody is competing right now. They looking bigger, stronger, faster. And look, it's straight up go time with them. And we have yet to talk about the offense, but we'll get on the offense real quick, real brief. Zachariah Branch, I think he's impressing everybody. You see him here, looking like his ankle is breaking, but that's just the way he moves, man. He catches the ball and cuts on the dime. And look, man, this guy is going to be not a surprise player because we already know how explosive he is. But this guy, Zachariah Branch, is going to be the man. I mean, he's going to be. Look, I think he's going to return punts. I think he's going to possibly do some kick return. This guy's going to be explosive in the pass game, man. So he continues to move and groove. And from my understanding, Caleb Williams today looked very, very sharp. So listen, this year, number 2 in the Lincoln Riley system regime is going to be straight up go time. I'm going to let you guys go, but the last person we want to talk about, since we're still on the offense, is Marshawn Lloyd. He continues to impress. He continues to move and groove. Listen, man, this team is the total package right now. And look, I think, you know, if he stays healthy, I think the running back rotation, I'm not going to say who's going to get the start, but the running back rotation is going to be very serious. And look, he is going to be a big part of it. I can't say that. He's showing everything, the catching ability, the run ability, the workout ability. And he was one of those guys I've noticed during the offseason. There was 2 guys, Tackett Curtis and Marshawn Lloyd, that I noticed, looked at their stories during the spring break. Those are the 2 guys that were continuing to work out. They were constantly putting workout videos on. He was one of those guys, man. So look, you guys hit me in the comments. Marshawn Lloyd is looking like the complete package. It looked like, look, this is another opportunity for my career to make some things happen. And we know that he said that Caleb Williams texted him and said, look, come and be a part of this championship team. These guys are not coming here to be a part of a bowl game. They want championship, and they all feel it. They all smell it. I feel it. We all saying it. And look, man, it's time for us. Everybody, it's time for us to jump on board. Listen, I'm going to do what I did last year, and I'm going to throw the keys away. I'm going to wait till after spring. I'm closing the door. If you want to get on board, you can get on board now. Look, you guys hit me in the comments. You guys know where you can find me. USCJ32 on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. Until later on, everybody stay blessed. Listen, make sure you get up, get out, and make some things happen. Fight on, fight on, fight on.